Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Aquarius, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 6th to the 12th. This week we have the Trust Your Path Oracle card with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Fool, the Tower, the Page of Swords and the Sun. So Aquarius, I couldn't love these cards more for you. Wow, talk about a new journey here with the Fool and the Tower. Big change. And of course we are, I said this last week, in a period of huge global change. So many of us are having the sure path that we thought was going to be, a job, our relationship, our future, taken away from us, or, a forced hand to walk a new path. That's the energy of the Fool. And I think some of you are being pushed in a new direction, and you are being deeply called to trust that path. Even if you don't know where that's headed right now, you don't know what the destination is. Sometimes, pretty much most of the time, it's not until we're a certain way down that path and we look back that we can connect the dots and we can see why we were led here in the first place. We have the beautiful sun omen that is the promise of great happiness and joy. But first of all, yes, there is a tower that is going to fall. So I'm going to read out the Oracle card, which is really closely linked to the Fool. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. That is really beautiful, guys. So you are being led on a new path, and it's about coming back to the intuitive centers, coming back to the portal of the heart and allowing that to guide us. I feel like so many of us have been stuck where we've been, living from the mind, living from living out what our families expected us to do, what society expected us to do. But I think during this great reflective period that we're in, a lot of you are just going to go, you know what, life's too short. I am going to do what I want to do. In order to do that, in order to follow my truth and to face my true north, maybe there's some towers that need to fall. We have the Page of Swords and we have the Tower. And I think if you're honest with yourself, Aquarius, you've sort of known for a while that whatever this tower is that's going to fall for you this week, you've kind of known that it might be on the cards, but maybe you've been a bit in autopilot or you've been going along with it for a certain amount of time. Because I always see the Page of Swords kind of like that rumbling. It's like that rumbling of, just before there's an earthquake and you kind of like can hear the noise. The Page of Swords is the beginnings of project. It's like the winds of change. It's just where that kind of seed of change starts to happen. So, for many of you, you may be the way you earn your money or the way you work. You may have been forced to leave that. You may have lost your job and you're not too sure what's behind that. You're not too sure of the new journey. The stress of what's going on at the moment has, can be breaking down the relationships in your life, your romantic relationships, friendships, that kind of thing. So, I feel like there is a tower here that needs to fall, and potentially your hand is being forced with that. However, the tower is blocking these beautiful energies here. The tower is actually blocking a new journey for you. So even though it might feel chaotic and it might feel, really intense this week, we need to keep in mind that the tower is actually a blessing, because it's here to realign your life with your highest calling. That's the silver lining of the tower. So we need to go with it. And I actually made a personal intention this week to make surrender my theme. And that is kind of like when you're in a tower moment, what you need to do. Sometimes when you push against it, you feel like you're swimming upstream, it can really make it worse. So sometimes we just have to surrender, because this tower is going to fall, whether you like it or not, because it's no longer a fit for you. We have a square tower, we have a round crown. And so basically we need to allow the tower to fall, because from that rubble, that's when you can rebuild. You can lay a new strong foundation and you can rise like the phoenix here. You know, the sun is almost like that. It's that new dawn that's going to eclipse this darkness once the tower's fallen. It can be a temptation to rebuild the tower or to patch it up, like patch up that relationship, or you know, try and hang in there at that job or whatever it is. But the thing is that it is falling for a reason, this tower. So if we want to rebuild, we need to rebuild on a new foundation. So that would be completely changing the nature of it. If it's a relationship, it would mean maybe going to counselling, you know, starting things from a completely different place. So that's this combination. I feel that, you know, once this tower falls, it's, you know, going to make you feel a lot more in your youthful kind of energy as well. Maybe feeling a little bit reborn again. I mean, that's basically the message of the sun as well. This is about you being reborn, you know, on a new path in a totally new way. And, you know, when that tower falls, that's when the new path emerges, Aquarius. Queen of Swords in the fall. So we already see you, you know, coming into Queen energy here with Queen of Swords. Now, what I love about the Queen of Swords is that she has a great sense of clarity. And I feel like, you know, in this tower moment, you might have been feeling a bit disorientated and not really being able to understand it, not really being able to, you know, see why things have been happening and make sense of it. But I feel like as soon as that tower falls, you're going to kind of get that feeling of, oh, right, okay, now I kind of understand I'm being guided. I'm being guided somewhere else. And with the Queen of Swords, you may even have a truth that's been revealed. Maybe there was a truth revealed that made the tower fall. Or maybe it's not until after it falls that you're kind of seeing things for what they are, seeing the bigger picture with vision and clarity. The Queen of Swords, you know, it's also a card of victory as well, that you're going to be feeling victorious after this. And she can also be a card of great communication. So, you know, there might be some kind of communication that comes about that in some way sets you on this new journey. But that Queen of Swords, you know, she sits on that cliff, and from that perspective, she has a great vantage point. She can see that 360-degree eagle-eye view, and it's through seeing that bigger picture that she can now make really strategic, clear decisions on how to move her life forward. And she can use the sword of victory to cut herself free from the ties of old situations, energetic cords that might be holding her back in the present moment. And that process is highly and truly transformative. That's why she wears the butterfly crown. This tower is going to be a transformative moment for you. You are going to emerge as that butterfly. You're coming out of the chrysalis. You are the phoenix rising this week, Aquarius. And the Fool, well, once that tower falls, you're going to be called to walk a new path. And, you know, that could be beginning a new job or finding a new way to make your money. It could be relocating homes. It could be starting, you know, out in a new relationship with someone maybe you hadn't had the courage to pursue, but finally you communicate that message with them and you're able to do that. It's the card of, you know, new change, new journey. And the Fool's journey is one of trust. You know, you're being asked to trust your path and take a leap of faith. Even though you don't know where it's heading, you don't know what that destination is going to be and how you're going to get there and how you're going to make it work. The Fool's not worried about that. He just knows that it's time to walk that path. And the key is to follow your instincts, put one foot in front of the other, and just keep walking. Yes, there'll be challenges along the way, there'll be mountains to scale, but the Fool doesn't mind. You know, he's just really in that divine guidance of that journey. And there's that message of, you know, leap and the universe will catch you. You've got to have hope, you've got to have faith, because this tower is already gone. There's no going back to the past. This is all about forward vision now. There's also the reminder with the Fool to reconnect with your rebel heart. You know, we heard that in the Oracle card as well, about facing your true north and now making decisions that are from your highest self, with your best interests and perspective in mind, about leading from the heart and doing what you want to do in your life, not what's expected of you, not living out, you know, what your family wanted you to do. Life's too short, and I think a lot of us are awakening to the fact that now it's time to focus on things that are truly meaningful for us. Yeah. Look at this. We've got another Queen of Wands in the Sun. So what I love about the Queen of Wands is that she's the great opportunist. So along this way, on this path, on this new journey, be on the lookout for the opportunities that present themselves, Aquarius. The Queen of Wands, she's in the present moment and she can see the opportunities and she seizes them, and she's also a great manifester. So she can see an opportunity and she can actually start to manifest that into the material realm and turn that into abundance. She does that by making instinctual, calculated decisions and always tuning into that. She's about living from passion and purpose, and she makes those strategic moves again to move her life forward. This is all about forward movement and really tuning in and seeing the opportunities that are right in front of you, Aquarius. No looking back. And the Sun, as many of you know, is the most positive card in the tarot deck. The Sun is really coming out for you after a dark time. That baby looks all innocent, but this baby is a symbol of rebirth. This baby has, basically burst through this brick wall, meaning that you've gone through the dark hour, you've gone through the dark night of the soul, and you are pushing through that now, and everything is going to be okay. It's also, a big yes card. If there's a path you've wanted to walk or a new beginning that you've wanted to start, this is the divine guidance that says that yes, the time is now to do that. But yeah, ultimately it is about being reborn. It is about now, starting a whole new journey under the divine guidance of the Sun's energy. Going from one sunflower to a field of sunflowers, what you're trying to manifest now has the potential to really grow and expand and to become highly abundant for you. So it's just a card that says the future looks bright ahead. So no matter how heavy things feel in this tower moment, Aquarius, we have to have trust, hope and faith. We have to trust the path, because the path is much brighter ahead than the path that you were on previously. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. It is a beautiful reading. I love the cards here. Stay positive. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.